When reading the Bible, especially the New Testament, and you come across Jesus' words, do you believe what Jesus actually said? I mean, as a Christian, do you believe what he actually said? When I come across the words that Jesus said, if basically, not verbatim, but if they hate me, they're going to hate you. You know, you are not of this world. You've been bought with a price. I mean, I'm not sure if those were what Jesus actually said, but it's kind of like Jesus warned us that if we follow him, people would treat us the same way they treated Jesus. So, one of the questions that go in my mind, has been in my mind for many years, is who hates me and why? In this century, in the time, in the small amount of time that I'm here on this earth, who hates me and why? I remember reading through the Psalms, and the Psalms is talking about the wicked. And when I was reading about all these wicked people in the Psalms and what the wicked people were doing, I was going, man, they really had a problem back then. I don't see any wicked people. I don't see any wicked people around. Where are they? I was kind of naive. But have you ever heard a sermon? You know, watch your back. These are the people that hate us, and we need to be vigilant and doing what we can to get these people saved, and to be aware of these particular people who are fighting against us and who hate us. Have you ever heard a sermon on that? I mean, it's just like, who thinks about that? Who thinks about it? Well, being a person that's read the Bible consistently daily for decades, and being a person that was in high tech, a QA, and constantly looking, well, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, I think it's that. It's like I've been trained all my life to look for different scenarios. What are the scenarios of the Bible and how do they come true, especially Revelation? Now, you've read Revelation, right? I know that some Christians are afraid of Revelation. They refuse to read it because it scares them. But I've read Revelation, I don't know how many times, and I keep wondering what's the world mindset that leads people into this place of casting out all religion, saying we don't want any religion except one religion. What is the propaganda method that gets them there? How does this happen? Have you ever asked yourself those kinds of questions? I have many times. I'd be walking back and forth, talking to God and saying, God, I don't get what's going on here. Now, you've done this, 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 and this for me. But honestly, my mouth is tongue tied because how do I talk to people about you when I just don't have a clear understanding of history and what happened? I might try to witness to somebody and they bring up the Inquisition. I'm going, oh my God, are you serious? You're not going to serve God because of the Inquisition. You're not even going to consider that God exists because religious people, in your opinion, were wicked. So, what scenario are you running? And do you see what's going on right now? I talked to the Lord, like, I don't know, it's maybe 35 years ago. I came to the conclusion that some really big stuff was going on, really bad. And I was thinking that maybe the CIA is doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. I was hoping that there's whatever they're doing out there, that they were doing things that was furthering American interests, and hopefully they were doing it in a legitimate way. Hopefully they were supporting freedom in other countries. Hopefully, they were doing the right thing. And it's just kind of like I just felt like there was something wrong, and I asked God, "Well, what do you want me to do about it?" I'm just trying to survive. I think I was making maybe 35,000 a year at that time, which was very little. It was more than I'd ever made. I was at another place I made top was 20,000, and I'm just trying to get it together. I'm just trying to live my life. I'm just trying to exist, and I have this sense that some really bad things are going on. I didn't pray. I could have prayed, but it just seemed overwhelming. It's just like these people that may be doing really, really bad things, going forward as this thought germinated over years. It's like, God, these people are trillionaires. They're billionaires. They're using propaganda, it appears, to create a one world mindset that is open to a one world government. And what am I supposed to do? I mean, they have millions. All I've got, God, is you. Are you going to help me? Are you going to, and I mean, if I was worth trillions, I could maybe combat propaganda with propaganda. And just recently I was just going, man, like, God, what do you want from me? And it's like God said to me over a period of time, are you ready? Next day, are you ready? Next day, are you ready? And I'm going, yeah, I guess I'm ready. Ready for what? So the next day, are you ready? And I said, well, what do you think? Am I ready? Kind of is what I said to God. He says, you're ready. I said, really? Ready for what? Okay, well, another thought occurred to me is that Jesus didn't come down here. He came down here with words, with a lifestyle, with a message. And that message changed the world. It stood up against the Roman Empire, and it has stood for centuries. His words. So maybe doing something like this will have an impact. I'm not sure, but the thing I want to leave with you tonight is think about, consider, come up with scenarios of who hates you, come up with the group mindset of why they hate you, because it has been different throughout centuries. And here's one last thought. I was just the problem with world history appears to me is the deception of good people. When good people are deceived, they don't do they don't they don't do what is necessary to confront the evil that's around them when they are deceived. I can talk about this later. Just think about that. Good people being deceived, is that what's happened to world history? And also, who hates you and is trying to kill you now? If you believe the words of Jesus Christ, if you call yourself a Christian, he said, they hate you, they'll hate me. I mean, if they hate me, they'll hate you. So I'll leave you with that thought to germinate in your mind. Have a nice night.